The Tiger might be one of the most easily recognizable tanks of World War II, and is certainly the signature vehicle of the Panzerwaffe. It was introduced into service in 1942 and fought through the whole war, right to the moment Nazi Germany finally surrendered to the Allied forces. Despite being a production vehicle with more than 1,000 tanks built, the Tiger was exorbitantly expensive to make, being at least twice as expensive as any other conventional tank of the time. That's hardly surprising, though, as this vehicle incorporated the best technologies the German tank industry had to offer. Even though it was clad in an impressive set of armor, the tank had decent mobility and rode very smoothly, allowing its crew to lay accurate fire on the move. Furthermore, the Tiger was armed with an 88mm cannon that could easily penetrate the defenses of any Allied vehicle of the early war period, from any angle to boot. The Germans created quite a few Tiger variations during the war, and a lot of those tanks can be found in the German tech tree in War Thunder, from experimental pre-production models to the legendary Königstiger. Let's take a look. The Tiger H1 is the first member of the family that you encounter sitting at BR 5.3. Its box-like appearance is a testament to the fact that its design was conceived during the pre-war period. In the game, though, it is a testament to the fact that the Tiger was built for angling. Take a look at that armor thickness. Around 100mm in the front, apart from the mantlet. Even its sides, even its rear, are protected by 82mm of steel. If you angle this vehicle correctly, you're almost completely safe. Almost being the key word. First, the Tiger is not without its weak spots. We're speaking about the turret ring and the commander's cupola. Second, your armor is nigh worthless unless angled. If somebody shoots at you, it will pierce the armor, and if something pierces your armor, you're probably dead, as APHE rounds are the ammunition of choice for many at this rank. At the same time, the Tiger's impressive 88mm cannon, being a tank variation of the Flak 1836 AA gun, has no difficulty penetrating the defenses of the most heavily armored enemy you might encounter. It also has a good firing rate and a depression of -8 degrees, meaning that you can easily use it when fighting on elevated terrain. Finally, thanks to a decent transmission and the ingenious overlapping wheels arrangement, the powerful Maybach V12 engine allows the tank to reach the speed of 30 kph even in the worst off-road conditions. By the way, the premium part of the German tech tree contains an exact copy of the H1, the so-called Furry Tiger, a Tiger H1 with a special tiger stripe camouflage. You can easily get a coupon for this vehicle in the in-game marketplace. Let's move on to other Tiger variants, shall we? The closest of these is the Tiger E production model. Its armor is covered by Zimmerit paste that made sure that magnetically attached anti-tank mines would fail to stick to the vehicle. The tank also features a slightly different chassis design, a faster turret traverse rate, and most importantly, a new 700 horsepower engine that would later be used on almost every production model. Also, the tank got an APCR for those special occasions when you run into a, let's say, enemy jumbo. There is also a Japanese Tiger in the game. Oh yeah. It's called the Heavy Tank No. 6. Performance-wise, it's just a regular Tiger E variant. The Japanese bought it to get insight into advanced German engineering. It never made it to Japan, though. The Heavy Tank No. 6 sank to the bottom of the sea while en route. The VK4501P is an alternative version of the Tiger as designed by Ferdinand Porsche. It has the same turret as the regular production model, but a different hull. It's much longer and comes with a couple of weak spots in the front. We're speaking about these cheeks here. There is ammo right behind them. It's a bit harder to angle this tank overall. There is less armor covering the engine compartment as well. On the other hand, the Porsche variant is outfitted with a very complex bleeding-edge electric transmission. Thanks to that, the tank's twin-engine configuration, the vehicle can reach up to 30 kph in reverse. That was practically unheard of then. Then there is yet another Porsche Tayger variant that saw its share of fighting, the Panzerbefehlswagen 6. It has more armor in some areas in the front, up to 204 millimeters to be exact, but the weak spots are still there. Here comes the best part. Say hi to the Tayger 2. Two versions of this vehicle bearing a Porsche or a Henschel turret sit at battle rating 6.3 and 6.7 respectively. No longer did they resemble a box on tracks, and that clearly worked. The tank's sloped front armor can be easily penetrated by post-war rounds only, with the tank's contemporary rivals doomed to have a bad time. The sides and the rear are also decently armored, but the turret is sort of a weak spot, and while the Henschel variant still is a bit of a challenge, the Porsche one is basically a shell magnet. On the other hand, the Tayger 2 has a great gun at its disposal, namely the 88mm KWK-43, that makes short work of even the most well-protected tanks at its rank. When it comes to mobility, well, the 700 HP Maybach engine does struggle a bit with the tank's 68 tons of weight. The problem is, at least in part, mitigated by the installation of the Simmering SLA-16 diesel engine. The tank outfitted with one of those gets to speed faster and takes less time to turn on the spot. In actuality, those engines didn't make it to production, even though they performed really well during testing. In War Thunder, they are installed on the special version of the Tayger 2 that you can find in the premium part of the tech tree. Of course, we can't end this video without at least mentioning the Jagd Tiger, the distant relative of the Tayger 2, coming with a heavily armored hull and a massive 128mm cannon. This was the vehicle built for breaching enemy defenses and withstanding a lot of punishment. Basically, it's a mobile fortress outfitted with an incredibly powerful gun. That's it for today. Tell us in the comments what your favorite Tayger variant is, or perhaps it's one of their Königsteigers. If you're not into German vehicles, feel free to tell us what the Tayger model is that you particularly don't like running into. If you haven't yet done so, subscribe to the channel, please, and then leave a like, and stay tuned for new videos dropping on this channel very soon.